Welcome to Concert TV News. I'm Allison Speranza. This week is jam-packed with tour information and new album releases. Plus, we have interviews with We Are Scientists, the Kooks, and Justin Townes Earle. We'll also give you the most up-to-date information on what's happening with the U.S. Air Guitar Championships. It's all coming up on this June 16th, 2008 edition of Concert TV News.
Tell me something.
While you're packing your bags for a summer vacation, tons of artists are packing their bags to go on tour. Tom Waits, who rarely hits the road, sets out on his Glitter and Doom tour this week in Phoenix. He'll be focusing on smaller venues in Middle America for the next 3 weeks before taking the show to Europe. No word yet whether Scarlett Johansson will join him on stage. One of the biggest bargains of this season is the annual Vans Warped Tour. This year's lineup includes Against Me, Motion City Soundtrack, Rise Against, Gym Class Heroes, and dozens more, all for less than $40. Catch this amazing event in amphitheaters across America through August 17th. Stevie Wonder has also been out hitting the road, wrapping up his North American tour July 11th in Auburn, Washington. And Widespread Panic will also be heading out, hitting cities such as LA, Boston, Philly, and Cleveland in the next few weeks. California indie rockers We Are Scientists released Brain Thrust Mastery last month, and they'll be taking their new music with them on the road in July. Concert TV's Jennifer Glass sat down with the band to talk about, well, whatever they wanted.
So I am here with Keith and Chris from We Are Scientists, who have a new record out, Brain Thrust Mastery. Tell me what's going on here.
Those were our dates for the photo shoot.
Very
Our
good.
photographer pulled back a little farther than he maybe should have.
You guys have been so embraced by all your fans everywhere, and particularly in the UK. To what do you attribute that?
We've read a lot of Dickens, so we know these people.
And you've toured there really heavily as well.
Yes, I don't think that's so important, but yes, we have toured there a lot.
You guys are going to Glastonbury this year, too.
Yeah.
Have you played Glastonbury before?
No.
Are you so nervous for what?
Supposedly it rains a lot.
Maybe you guys should start touring the Sahara or something, put together what you love and what you do.
All right, fine, you win.
I think a couple of people
that was
live
the
there.
last thing he needed confirmed. You just set me and our management back about 6 months. So thanks.
Get out there and pick up your copy of We Are Scientists' new record, Brain Thrust Mastery. It was a pleasure, gentlemen. Always a good giggle, and thanks for chatting with us today.
Of all the great albums being released this week, the one with the most buzz is the one with the longest title, Coldplay's Viva La Vida or Death and All His Friends. It's an epic title for an epic album, which was produced by the legendary Brian Eno. Coldplay has postponed its tour and will now hit the road July 14th in LA. However, the free show on June 23rd at Madison Square Garden will not be affected by the delay. Following in the footsteps of fellow Canadian rockers Arcade Fire, Wolf Parade burst onto the scene a few years ago with a stunning debut album. This week, they released their follow-up, At Mount Zoomer. Fans will definitely want to get their hands on this. Other music to look out for this week includes Ice Cube's Raw Footage, Missy Elliott's Phenomenal, and The Offspring's Rise and Fall, Raging Grace, their first album in almost 5 years. Talent runs in the family for Justin Townes Earle, son of country superstar Steve Earle. Justin released the critically acclaimed album The Good Life back in March and has been playing to growing crowds. We chatted with Justin about the CD, his live performances, and his famous father. Check this out.
So I am sitting here with Justin Townes Earle, who has a new record, a debut full-length record, out on Bloodshot Records called The Good Life. Are you an old soul?
I'm more like turning into my grandfather more and more every day.
You brought up your father. You called him a big finger wagger.
I still, to this day, I still have the father thing. I don't listen to a word he says. But, he loves to tell you when you're wrong and when you're right. But, yeah, he does. He likes to wag his finger at you a lot.
But who cares?
I'm not a music fan. I'm a singer-songwriter fan. I think that's where it's all based around. If you don't have the lyrics, you don't got the songs.
Tell me what the good life is.
I think that Nashville just gave me a good respect and a good knowledge of what not to do in the music business, and then I went out and did all the things that I knew I wasn't supposed to do. As far as the record goes, it's more of an illusion of grandeur. I wrote it from a perspective of what I felt like I used to be, and so it was kind of me just making light of the whole situation, because I don't want to be a funny songwriter, but I think that was the easiest way to go about it.
Justin Townes Earle, the record is The Good Life on Bloodshot Records.
It didn't take long for British rockers the Kooks to make it big in their home country of England. Their second album, Conk, debuted at #1 on the UK charts when it was released in April. They're now bringing their success to the US, where they just finished wrapping up a national headline tour. Before they went home, they took time out of their busy schedule to sit down with our own Jennifer Glass. Here's what they had to say.
Well, I think one of the things with music, the whole reason why music is such a great thing, is because you can take a real bad feeling and make it good, and I know it's been in a song or whatever, but it's like, it's a weird juxtapose, because you're like singing these lyrics which are about feeling downbeat, but the whole point is that you're trying to make a good thing out of it, and you're kind of like exercising all the demons.
Yeah, it's therapy, it's cathartic,
Totally.
You're working through the problem by singing it out.
Yeah.
That's what the blues came from, I guess.
And that's
why
what
a song is.
Those Motown records are probably the best records ever made.
Yeah.
And they're taking like their bad experiences in their lives, and they're trying to make a good thing of it, which is music and people dancing, and being happy. It's with the music business. It's like we just hit on something. It's like oil, it's like once you hit it, it just keeps coming, and we're quite lucky to have sort of got on the right wave, so we're just enjoying it, to be honest.
Just because you can't actually play an instrument doesn't mean you can't rock out. Just ask the competitors of the US Air Guitar Championship. Qualifying rounds are taking place in 24 cities around the country, with the finals taking place August 8th in San Francisco. So far, regional winners have been selected in New York, Boston, and DC, where 2006 champ Hot Licks Houlihan dominated once again. Who else will make it to the end to battle last year's defending champion, Andrew William Ocean Litz? Just head over to www.usairguitar.com to find out. That does it for this week's Concert TV News. Come back every week for a new installment of the latest album releases, upcoming tours, exclusive interviews, and much more.